And it looks like we are live, so I am going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible Christmas stream for terrible Christmas people. I should have added that to the title, but it's done now and I can't be bothered to press the edit button. How are we all doing this fine Christmas Monday? Yeah, it happened to line up and I thought I could take a proper day off because I actually ended up doing most of the work I needed to that I would have normally done today on Friday, which was a hell of a day. Very, 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 very long day. But I thought, fuck it. It's the stream day. You got to stream on the stream day. Otherwise, what is the point in even doing anything at all? So, yeah. However, we do have, I would say guests, but it's guest over. My brother came over. I cooked him Christmas dinner. It was pretty nice. Like, I'm not the most amazing cook in the world, but I can whip up a pretty decent, pretty fast Christmassy type fare, and it was, yeah, it was food, definitely. And considering that he is really good at cooking, the fact that he's like, yeah, it's all right, is basically high praise. Yeah, so they're in the him and Mrs. Sick are in the living room because he didn't particularly want to be on the stream for a good reason. This shit is fucking weird. The fact that people turn up at all to come listen to me talk shit. The fact that on Christmas fucking day, 50 odd of you are even here basically immediately to come hear the fucking internet cartoon man say words on a fucking day when they should be doing almost anything else is amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Mrs. Sick is keeping him entertained and having fun in there while I sit in here, Billy No Mates, and try not to die of warm and being overly filled with food. Whip it. Who am I whipping? I will whip it all. I will whip anything if you give me a whip because whips look really fun. Little sonic booms on the end. That is the best way to do it. I was watching one of your Matt Powell videos when this started. Oh, you poor thing. I'm glad you escaped. He is literally the worst. I need to watch a stream that does good things for my brain cells. And this is not the one. I hope you're saying I have made a big mistake coming here and doing things that are wrong and bad. Yeah. But yeah, so let me know what did Santa bring you for Christmas, or what did you buy yourself for Christmas, or did you get anything for Christmas at all? I didn't really get anything. I've got something that I promised myself. It's not a major thing. It's just effectively a little toy. But other than that, I've got. You know, being a grown-up, it's not fucking great. Well, it's your call. It's you or call the midwife, so you are the best option. Oh my, what? The midwife for what? I'm so confused. Yeah. So I'd like to see that other people are not having to grown up as hard as I am, because basically all I did was spend money and give gifts and cook food and try my best to make people happy. Not that I'm begrudging that. I like doing things for people. That's like something that makes my brain a happy brain. But it would be nice to have that, you know, that moment. You see there's like N64 kid. I feel like I had moments like that as a kid, and I really do miss them. It's a nostalgic and somewhat childish, but the idea of just being given some fucking crazy cool present again that I didn't ask for, or that I wanted, but I just would never be able to get myself. I guess as an adult, that's like a boat, a house. But yeah, it is what it is. Kids have had a great time. They, oh my god, just they love Christmas, of course, because they do, and they're like 10 years old, so Christmas is still amazing for them, including the stress of not being able to sleep on Christmas night, although I think we've done a pretty good job of helping mitigate the overexcitement. I remember as a kid we would get very excited to the point where I would not be able to sleep and I would just stress the fuck out about not being able to sleep. So I want to go to sleep so that I can do Christmas in the morning. This is the fucking worst. Got to the point when I was old enough I would just listen to music. This is a semi-legitimate reason for me to escape the pointless blathering of my relatives. I've never ever seen or heard people speak so much yet not say anything. Welcome to the terrible stream for terrible people, where you'll get 10 times as much of that. But I do say fuck a lot, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. I bought from Etsy for my friends some handmade soap and custom My Little Pony, 4 other commissions ponies, putting me in the hole for $600 fucking dollars. See, if I probably sit down and work out what I have spent for Christmas, it's probably not an amount of money that would make me happy. I know that for fucking sure. I didn't get an N64. I was super excited to get a Speak and Spell, though. Speak and Spells are fucking awesome. I'm having a whiskey and science Christmas, and hells yeah! That is the best way to do it. Thank you, Witness. I'm glad I'm your favourite YouTuber. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know what I did to achieve such an accolade, but I appreciate it. My missus bought me a drinks globe. I've always wanted a... Oh my god, do you mean that fucking one of those wooden ones? That you open it up and it's full of... Well, I mean, in TV shows it's like something really fancy, but it'd just be as many bottles of cheap plonk as you can fucking fit in it. That's kind of what I would do. I've kind of always wanted one. We wouldn't have any fucking space for one. We live in a flat, and it's not a big flat. It's not a small flat, but it's not a big flat. So the idea of having something that decadent is not on the cards, really. Merry Capitalism Day. Yeah, it might well be, but you can have fun doing it. It's a good excuse. And that a good excuse to hang out with people that you like. Now, a lot of people see it as an excuse to hang out with people they don't like. Those people are doing Christmas wrong, in my opinion. I hang out with my kids, my partner, and my brother, and occasionally my best mate and his missus, if we can swing it. Other than that, I try to avoid fucking everybody. Sir Fuckalot's channel is not great. I got nothing, but that's fine. As adults, my family all make a charity donation instead of buying useless shit that none of us want or need. I'm not going to lie. I hate the charity donation in my name. I like useless shit. One of the presents that I bought someone was a really cheap drone. And I bought it like last minute because I'd bought some things for my brother. And then they didn't fucking turn up. Because they were not from Amazon, basically. So I was like, shit, I really don't want to just give him... What I'd gotten him was some RAM, because I know he's building a computer over the next while out of basically some odds and ends that I had kicking around, and that he wants a second computer so that he can have a computer room and then a computer in the living room. But... it didn't have any RAM, and I thought I had some kicking about, couldn't find it, so I just bought some and said, there you go. But it's basically the size of a fucking chocolate bar. And it's just like, I was looking at this and I'm like, it doesn't fucking feel right. So I got him this cheap little drone. It was on a lightning sale. It was not a huge amount of money. But apart from, it took us fucking ages to figure out how to get the goddamn thing to work. Because it did not want to connect to anything that was to do with it. Once it did, it was fucking terrific fun. And I love, one of my favourite Christmas memories as a not kid, but not fully adult, was we just ended up getting bought some simple toys. And I got a remote control car that was some cheap remote control car, but it was just fun. It was fun to have a Christmas day. And that was fucking forever ago. That's not going to happen again. I feel like that's not going to happen again for me. But yeah. Happy Christmas to the 6th. I don't really celebrate being an atheist, but it's a nice day off. You can celebrate Christmas being an atheist. I don't even see. I know it's called Christ Mass, but it's just like someone earlier called it Capitalism Day. And, like, kind of think of it like that. Merry, give people fucking shit day. And have some fun. And have an excuse to give something nice to someone. And that makes it a better day. I got socks. Almost worse than nothing. I mean, some of you who are here already know that the one thing that was close to a present, I mean, it was more of a present to the house, as it were. Although, in all frankness, it was a present to Mrs. Sick. And one that she did not want, and neither did I, was a family member sending us a fucking washing machine that we didn't ask for. Like, our washing machine is old, and it needs replacing at some point in the future. But not with some random one from a second-hand shop that is also smaller than ours, takes less load, we found out. So the closest thing I've had to a Christmas present this year, like a proper one, it is something that I really, literally, nothing would have been better. And I appreciate the gesture. The gesture was amazing. The attempt at going, surprise, I've replaced that thing that was giving you bother. But it didn't pan out because we didn't fucking want it. 99 terrible people. Warms my cold, dead heart. 101 from my view. But then again, that is like later. Happy fictional zombie Jew who was born day. I mean, wrong day as well, which is even better. Good excuse to exchange gift. Everybody likes gifts and have a lovely meal. Who doesn't want a lovely meal? Yeah. Like, you can enjoy, have the Christ without Christmas. No, Christmas without Christ things. And, you know, you can, I like that sentiment. I just call it present day, similar to how Animal Crossing calls it toy day. Yeah, toy day is well better. Yeah, just cool toys. Merry drink all the whiskey day. I mean, you drink as much as you can. I've been attempting to drink at least some. I got a new Steam Deck, and my sweetie got my old one. Everybody wins. Oh, man. You have no fucking idea. I have a Steam Deck, and I love my Steam Deck. But holy shit, does the ROG Ally... Oh, I really want one. But I cannot justify it. I do not have the spare capital and I don't know, the relationship capital to say, hey, I'm just going to buy this 500, well, it's like 700 quid, but it's usually on sale these days. So it's about £550. And that is just way too, I was going to say wet money. That's way too fucking much money to just splurge on myself. Even though I would play the shit out of that thing. Yeah, so I'm assuming the Steam Deck OLED is what you got, which is a thing that I similarly would like, although I find less justifiable, because at least the ROG Ally is like way more powerful, and it's also a Windows one. But, man, if someone were to surprise me with a fucking gift out of nowhere, one of those would be fucking ideal. But it's not going to happen because we don't live in fucking fantasy land. So I'm just going to wistfully get bothered. I got an Oculus. Did you get Did you get an Oculus or did you get a Meta? Because I bet you got a Meta. The Quest 3 being the newest one, which is a decent one. Steam Deck, some kind of boat for ironing shirts. No, it's a handheld gaming PC, but it's also basically a console. It's gift getting day. I fucking wish. But to me, I really enjoy I love surprising people with cool things that they didn't know they were getting. Like that shit just It is an OLED. She paid for 33% of my new machine, so I gave her my 6-month-old LED Steam Deck. So she basically bought bought the old one off of you? Why didn't she just buy the old one off of you? Mm. And how is 43%? That's so fucking specific. I'm a terrible person, so I'm here. That's very important. You wouldn't be a real terrible person if you're not here. All the terrible people out there thinking, I'm so terrible, and they're not even in this stream, and so they failed. And that's their Christmas, basically, like lump of coal. I had to buy myself a new roof. I mean, in some senses, I feel for you. Like, that sucks. That's really expensive. Expensive. But on the other hand, fucking roof. Like, literally having a roof above your head. That shit's fucking important. As someone who spent some time not having that, or at least not having a permanent one, yeah. I ask my friends for money. I give them money, but $5 less. See, that's fucking smart. That's using the noodle. A handmade gifts this year. That is either incredibly thoughtful if they're good, and fucking bullshit if they're not. Yeah, what I did was I nailed some pieces of pasta to a piece of wood I found in the forest, and then I threw it at their heads. And that's the good version of the gifts, and the bad version of the gifts is like you spend hours and hours like planing a fucking, I don't know what you plane. My brain has just switched off for a moment. But you know, making something good is a bad thing to do. We've been together for 20 years. I've lost track. Oh, right, why would she buy the old one off me? She didn't ask for it. It was free. Fair enough. So she got a free Steam Deck just by paying for a different one. Awesome. But yeah, awesome. I hope you enjoy the shit out of it. Shouldn't he buy some walls first? Oh my god, that's a fair point. I hate it when you're in your house and then you look up and you go, fuck, I haven't got any walls, and then it falls on you. The roof falls on you and you die, and then you have to try again. Or is that just Minecraft? I don't know. I had to work it out for our stream how much she gave me, so I sat down and did the math. Fair enough. I wouldn't have. I said, yeah, you put about $5 towards it. Yeah, it's not really worth it. So, you know, if I give you this, you owe me. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Really should have changed the batteries in the carbon monoxide detector. Jesus Christ. The short I woke up to. That's what you were, as in a YouTube short you woke up to, because that's fucking hilarious and also terrifying. I bake Christmas cookies and pass them out to friends and family. They gain weight. I look thinner. We got ultimate fucking genius level gifts. I give them delicious things. Let's be fair. If someone gave me some homemade, really tasty cookies, that'd be fucking awesome. I'd be well into that. I don't need them. I'm fucking struggling to get any weight off whatsoever already, but it's not like I'd not eat them. I make all my relative pickles and jam. I'm cheap. Depends if it's good, and it depends if there are pickles in the jam. If there are pickles in the jam, you're a fucking monster, and you should be thrown off of all the bridges repeatedly until you learn your lesson. They're very safe bridges. We're not about killing people here, apart from, you know, everyone. I got drawings of my dearly missed dog. That was a great handmade gift. That's both beautiful and a little bit sad in a not fun-makey way. Where's Mrs. Sick? Mrs. Sick is in the living room having fun playing video games with my brother, who is our house guest. Well, not house guest, just Christmas guest. He'll go home. He lives close enough that it's not a huge imposition for him to just scoot home. Because who the hell likes... I can't stand going to anybody else's house and staying the night. It's always awful. Especially after getting a half-decent bed. No one's spare bed is a good bed. All spare beds are bad. It's either the old bed that you replaced with something that doesn't give you screaming back pain, or it's just the cheapest one you found off of some fucking shitty website. Either way, awful. What the fucking holy shite capital buying stuff we missed. Sorry we late. Twins' 18th birthday. Yes, we understand the irony. You're our god, and our children was born today. 18 years ago, I'm assuming. Because otherwise, that's really confusing with, like, time traveling. I gave my brother a big fat headache. Is that just by your mere presence, your existence near them, or did you, like, bop them on the bonds? Did they get a little bit of a... Because either one's funny. I hope they're okay. Where do I post the homemade delicious biscuits to? Not gonna lie, if you send me biscuits, I'm gonna put them in the bin. Like, no offense. I love the idea, but anybody who sends me food stuff that isn't whiskey, and thus you could put it in a way that's probably not gonna kill me, I'm not gonna eat food. It's too much of a risk. Merry Christmas, terrible people, and the sick ones. Thank you. Just go up to your brother and say, "Swat," in no context before leaving. Or swat, 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 swat. It's the helicopter. It's the rufflecopter, I'm sorry. Failed. Oh my god. I'm the worst streamer ever. Please. No, I don't put pickles in the jam. That's silly. I put jam in the pickles, but randomly. That's actually pretty great. Because you'd be like, that's nice, but that's weird. That's one of the things. Something can be delicious, but if it's in the wrong context, it's gross. So a sweet taste in something that should be like sour or at least very savory is fucking... It will freak you the fuck out if you're not expecting it. I've been unemployed and broke for months, and now I have a bottle of whiskey during a Sir 6 stream. Woo! Fucking hell yeah, Ken! Have a fucking good one. I hope you have a really nice time. Like, I hope everybody who's here is not here because... what was... Fuck. I hope everybody's here and is having a good time. And I hope everybody who's here because they were having a shit time is now having at least a better time. That's where I was going with that. Jesus Christ. Thank you for subjecting yourself to Andrew Taint so I don't have to. I haven't done that in a while. Someone sent me his new platform where he posts to. So I will be having a look through there. If anybody knows anything, I can't remember what the platform is. You'd have to find out. Yeah, I'm trying. My brain is like, it was... And it's like, thanks for telling me, but you don't know what it is, brain. What about disco biscuits? Probably not. What do we want? Time travel. When do we want it? Then. Not irrelevant. When others want to sleep, fucking bang, the brain in the jar exploded. It always does. And thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Completely the point, just trying to be as terrible as possible. Always do that. Never, ever, ever try to be unterrible. It sucks. Got my vodka, so cheers, buddy. Yeah. If you've got something to drink, or, you know, like they say, smoke if you've got them, drink if you've got it. But if you're not into that, at least find something terrible for yourself that's also really enjoyable to do. Just like, I don't know, make drumming noises that might piss someone else off. Or just go, ah! Just something. I feel like today's the day to do something that just you would otherwise feel bad about, but fuck it, it's Christmas. I'm not old enough for whiskey. Well, then start aging up. Let's just like really focus. And I think if you do it for the amount of years you need to then become old enough to drink whiskey, then you'll be old enough to drink whiskey. It's basically magic. I just realized this is the anniversary of the year I left church 50 years ago when I was 8. Fucking nice. Did you stomp out like a boss? More crazy bird lady. Okay. The last two terrible streams have been at 10:20 here in Spain. Why? Is there something about the fucking time zones that are just broken and wrong? Sick, my man. I could not do it. The internet does not have enough money to subject myself to Andrew Tate on purpose. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I technically get paid to do this, and it still doesn't seem like enough. But sometimes it is very funny. Got a gin tonic and some leftover pizza. What more could a man ask for in life? More of it. Just waiting for the ham to come out of the oven. I know some of you, this will be like midday for your thing. This is much towards the end of Christmas Day. I'll have a couple of hours. Well, if we finish the stream on time, which will be in about 34 minutes, then yeah. But if one of you mad bastards decides to throw money at me and try and make me carry on, then, I mean, we'll see about that. I don't think we can do another one of those ones where you paid me to drink a shot to add more and more drinks to my drink. Oof, it would be a bit much, but we can have a nice time anyway. I have no alcohol. I was going to go out and get it, and I found I had COVID again. So no alcohol this Christmas. I mean, that's not a reason not to have alcohol. I mean, it's not a good reason to have alcohol either. And thank you, Voidhead the Broken. I'm having a screaming match with my cat. Third one today. I have many of those. Especially in the morning when she comes and sits on me and screams in my face. Usually when I'm desperate for a piss. I'll be like, right, it's time to go for a piss. And the cat appears on me. Every fucking time. It's actually weird. It's like she knows. I am the new Jesus. I can magically transform whiskey into pee. Great job on the skeptic video. Thank you. Yeah. Did that a couple of weeks ago. Didn't know when he was going to fucking post it. But yeah. And thank you, Diamond Cooley. That is quite the sticker. COVID is a terrible present to get. Yeah, that is actually one of the worst presents. That's definitely a, oh, you shouldn't have kind of present. I could use some whiskey and hear that it all belongs to you. Could I have some? I suppose, since it's Christmas, I'll let you have some of my whiskey. And by my, I mean any that exists in reality. Just, it better not be any that's close to me. A, because that'll piss me off. And B, because that'd be fucking weird. I wanted to give you money, but there's some small humans that invested my house. Suck up all my money around this time of year. Get you in the new year. You know what? You've got kids. You don't have to do anything. Only if you have that alleged disposable income. Or you're just desperate to get rid of it. But I appreciate it. And I also know the feeling. Little people who just eat all the money. I got a join the page Facebook offer from the chipped-brained waste space Tate. The only reaction from me being laugh emoji, very disturbing. Left well alone. I mean, you should. Buy your own biscuits. I mean, one should. Or at least make your own biscuits. Just age yourself to 18 like a Maximoff twin. I mean, it depends where you live. What saith ye about the greatest brand of whiskey? What is the greatest brand of whiskey? My favourite is the one that's near me. But if I have to say one that I rather like, it's Eagle Rare. Which is a nice... I mean, it's a bourbon. Some of you will say, that's no whiskey. That's your bourbon and it's not the same thing. Fuck off. They both have whiskey written on them. It may even be spelt differently, but they're still both whiskies. And they're, you know, I like Scotch. I like bourbon. I can tolerate Irish whiskey now, I think. But the only experiment I've done on that is orange Jameson's, which is really nice because it's very, very orangey. I wonder what would happen if someone gave Sirsic a book about getting rid of alcohol addiction. I'd get rid of the book about alcohol addiction. My income is disposable. I spend it on my trash life. God damn. I'm on workman's comp. What is this income thing? Oof. The Lion's Den Adult Superstore in the middle of nowhere, Iowa is open today. Wow, lots of cars in that car parking lot too. Interesting. I have no idea what that is. I mean, I can assume. I can make some guesses, but I still don't know. I live about 20 minutes from the Jameson Distillery. Just say the word. Are you going to invade it in the name of Sicktopia? I'm not sure if I had COVID. I was exposed and quarantined, but had 5 vaccines, so I don't know. You can still get it. It's just it won't have anywhere near as bad an impact on you because you have antibodies now, or at least you will for a while. I got given some Glengooney samplers by my sister-in-law. The young one was horrible, but the 12 and 18 seemed decent. It all depends for me on whether or not it's peaty. I fucking hate peaty whiskey. It is... TCP is not a flavour that should be ingested for enjoyment. What is wrong with anyone who likes it? Drives me mad. It's because it's something to do with it being in the marshes. And it's like, okay, then don't do that. Oh, what a wonderful Christmas. Could be spending it with family or building Legos. Yeah, instead I'm here watching Sessick. Best Christmas ever. To be fair, you could definitely listen to this stream and build Legos. That would be entirely plausible, if not preferable, to listen to this asshole. To listening to this asshole. If you choose to join the mighty Decepticon army, what would your name be? I don't fucking know. I can't think of it. Sictimus. There we go. That'll do. Bourbon is best. No peat. That's fair. People see me spending money all the time thinking I'm rich. I'm not. I'm just irresponsible. Fair. I remember the COVID years. I got 2 extra months of vacation. Good times. Here is some money in exchange for the use of your whiskey. Also, I love your content and want to support it. I very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. And have a happy Christmas. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy the Christmas presents of cold hard cash. Although, to be fair, I've never been one of those people who want that from your family members. It's like, how about buy me something I actually want? Because there's lots of things that I want, and I even talk about it, but all I ever seem to get, if I get anything, is something insane that is the last thing I would want. I don't know why. Is this channel okay for 13-year-old kids? Yes and no. It's immature enough for 13-year-old kids, but I do say fuck a lot, and I can't imagine that it's particularly entertaining. I've never considered my channel to be something that kids would be into, and while some are, because they are little old men in fucking young people suits, my statistics tell me that most of my audience is well into their 30s. And that definitely doesn't even account for anybody who is, like they say, oh, you don't know how many young people you've got on your channel. Yeah, but most young people will choose an age at about 20 because they think that is old to make an adult account for something. They're not going to choose fucking really old because that's dumb. We're all mentally 13 here anyway, so yes, technically. But no offense to all of you lovely people, but if any of you are like 13 years old and then members of my audience come and approach you, like, no one should be doing that ever. It's safe, but you stick to your fucking self. You talk in this chat and leave everyone else alone. Not that this has happened, but I'm just saying, I don't want young people I kind of don't want young people here at all, because I don't know. You never know if someone is a good guy or a bad guy. So just avoid all old people forever. I asked my brother what he wanted for Christmas, and he showed me 2 hats to pick one, and I said yes, I got both. Fair enough. Fair enough, that's nice. I hope you're trying to slice the flat earth, not becoming a flat earther. What? Of course I'm not going to become a flat earther. I'm not fucking stupid. I'm not that fucking stupid. Oh. I introduced my son to Andrew Tate through your channel when he was 13. Well, if you've got a responsible adult with you, yeah. It's just, as a parent, all I'm saying is that if you are a young person, you should stick to young people activities and not hang out with older people on the internet. That's all I'm saying. It might just be old man me talking. I'm well into my 30s and have been for decades. That's good. I learned all the good words from George Carlin at about 8. Good times. I mean, that's the other thing. I'm just a terrible fucking influence. I mean, at the end of the day, I sit here talking about whiskey and eating humans. So, not what I would call appropriate behavior. I like to consider myself like Bender Bending Rodriguez. That is to say, people were mad that he wasn't a good role model. And of course he fucking isn't. He's a robot. He's a robot powered by booze, and he smokes because it makes him look cool. He is not supposed to be a good role model. And if any fucking young person comes out and says, I want to be just like him when I'm older, I was like, well, start chopping off arms and legs. Because you're far too squishy. Talking about young people, when are you going to get a baby sick? Are you talking about when am I going to have children? Because I have 2 of them. They are not babies anymore. They are fucking getting on. 10 years old, and because I'm quite tall, they've become fucking massive in a not huge amount of time. I would rather have my kids sit and listen to you cuss words than spend a moment listening to anyone featured on your channel. Oh, that is a fair point. That is a fair fucking point. Earth ain't flat, it's a cube. Imagine considering Bender a role model. Imagine being so fucking stupid that you think he should be. Imagine being that dense. Bender is not my 2 road model after sick. Fair. Did you hear that Matt Groening was in a tattoo shop while Bender was getting put on, so he signed it? I didn't hear that. That sounds like a story. That sounds made up. That sounds like something that someone made up one time. And if he was asked to himself, then again, maybe it's something he said. But if he didn't say it, then it probably didn't happen. Did you pick up the Who-Man's pronunciation of humans from Quark? No, because he says humans. He doesn't say Who-Mans, he says humans. Completely fucking different. Imagine Cersei a role model. Exactly. One of the things I've always found very confusing about the idea of... I do think that people who are very famous have a certain amount of responsibility to their audience, to not fucking scam them or to not lead them astray on purpose. I don't think they have the obligation to be a good role model, because sometimes they're not fucking famous for being a good adult. Like the idea that fucking, back in the day, fucking Slim Shady was supposed to be, people got mad at him because he was a bad role model. Kids liked him because he was a bad role model, you fucking idiots. If he became a good role model, guess what? That's his entire fucking career gone. Overnight. What, you gonna fucking listen to him with his clean Will Smith-esque lyrics? Course not. He's not got the charm of Will Smith. Not a lot of people. Well, before the slap incident, people are a bit more wary of him now. Jesus Christ. But yeah, can we solve the pollution problem by digging a hole to the bottom side of the flat Earth and dumping all our garbage in there? Well, if we put the flat Earthers in first, Cersei is a giant weeb and a time traveler. He basically says Hoimons like the gods in Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. I've never seen that. I'm sorry. I genuinely apologize. Please do more pranky. You so much stupid. I will endeavor. I'll make my own Cersei with blackjack and hookers. I mean, I enjoy the reference. What's Cersei vid today? You not covered? I don't even know where to start on that sentence. He's made a lot of content. He's made a lot of fucking content. How tall are the six? Well, I'm 6'3", and the kids are growing a lot. They're very big. Greetings from the beautiful Pacific Northwest, west or wet, Skagit Valley, Washington. Happy Christmas, Cersei and family. I thank you, and I won't pass it along. I'll forget by the time that we're done with this. But they'd appreciate it anyway. And of course, bar humbug from Dr. Nimrod. Well, I've printed a model of Cersei, and now I roll dice beside it. Same thing, right? I mean, it's basically identical. My role model is Matt Powell, an idiot's guide of how not to act. I mean, you can be an example even if you're terrible, because you're just a bad example. Good evening. No one is a role model. We all have foibles. I've turned off Dire Straits to listen. No pressure. Happy Festivus. Oh, that's a lot of pressure. But that's a fair point. They say don't meet your heroes. Although, to be fair, some people, some famous people, are fucking awesome. They're just like decent people who are kind, and they like people, and they are just completely overwhelmed by the idea that anyone gives a shit about them. And some of them are massive arseholes. I don't know what I'd be like if I met any of you in public. I'd probably be quite awkward. I'd probably be like, oh, hey, what the fuck is going on? I mean, it definitely wouldn't help that I don't put my face out there. So it would be super fucking weird. But let's just say I did. Yeah, I'd be not. Do you know what? I actually genuinely don't. It depends if I'd had a few to drink. If I was drunk, I'd be like, hey, let's go fucking get more drunk, and you'd be like being dragged into a bar. But most days, I know, sorry to destroy the mystique, most days I'm not smashed off of my bonds. Most days I'm even sober, I know. But yeah, nice try at pronouncing Skagit. I love all my friends' role models. Okay. 6 foot sick 3D model of Cersei helmet coming through. Just the helmet. A 6'6" model of a helmet. I mean, I'm 6'3", so it'd be taller than I am. So I guess I could technically wear it. Glad I don't live in Sequim. It sounds like the sequel to Quim. Have you tried Fireball whiskey? Yes, I have tried various cinnamon whiskies. Some of them nicer than others. Getting married to another terrible person in a couple of days. Request whiskey. Okay, I mean, ask people who know you. Not sure, but for names, that messes folks up. I mean, obviously. I thought I met you once, but it was another Cartoon Crusade night at the mall. That happens. I have been accused of being many people that I'm not, which is really fucking bizarre. Especially people that I don't sound like. Like, it's been said that I am definitely someone from, was it It Crowd? It might have been It Crowd. It might have been something else. And it was just like, no. Oh, if you listen really closely. Clearly not listening closely enough. I don't sound like anybody. Whatever show it was, I don't sound like anybody from it. I've also been accused of being Noel Fielding more than once. And I literally sound nothing like him. If you're an English person and you listen to me and Noel Fielding side by side, it's really fucking obvious that we're not the same. I'm not just, and this isn't just me protesting too much, that I'm actually definitely Noel Fielding. He has, if he wanted to do this, he'd be way more successful at it than I am. I think Sesek is, in fact, so drunk that he thinks he's sober. Well, I mean, sober isn't like not having a drink. What the fuck are you talking about? As a player in Mrs. Six D&D game, I can't wait till Sick have to voice my dumb ass watch spoon stuff. Meh. I mean, the chances of that happening in anything other than the future, where we have fucking space cars, is slim. Although she's always working on it, so who knows? You're more of a James Acaster. I do not sound like James Acaster. Or Acaster? Acaster? I don't know how to pronounce his name, which is one of the reasons why I'm not him, because otherwise that would suck. I got to meet Terry Pratchett once. He was very nice. I imagine he is. He seems like the kind of person who would be very nice. Although I have heard of writers who are less nice, and others who are... Yeah. The fuck? You sound nothing like Noel. Exactly. The first time I heard it, I was so confused. Whatever you say, Richard Hammond. Fuck you. We met you. Recognize your voice. Stole your whiskey flask. And Mrs. Sick punched we in the face twice. Only because you asked. Yes, you sound nothing like Noel Fielding. Thanks for letting me know. Wasn't sure. We're American, and no, you sound nothing like him. Exactly. It's very weird, and it's happened more than once. It is one of the strangest comparisons I've ever had. I've also been compared to one like smaller YouTuber, and I'll be honest, if I remember rightly, the person I got it. I didn't think it was exactly the same, but I got the vibe of where this person was coming from. But in my experience, there's not a lot of people who sound just like me. But there's not a lot of... See, it's amazing how much variety there is in people's voices. But then there's certain YouTubers that... Like, one of the videos I did not that long ago, I thought the guy sounded exactly like this really famous YouTuber. I knew it wasn't him, because the famous one wasn't a fucking moron. But... it was very strange. Now, to be fair, I would put dollars to donuts that if you put them next to each other to, it was an American accent. If you did it in front of an America boy, they'd go, what the fuck are you talking about? They sound nothing alike. I assume I'm wrong about most things. That's just how to do this business. That's why you research. But, yeah, I met Carl Cox once. And told him he was Carl Cox. He agreed, and we went our separate ways. You're Carl Cox. Last I checked. There's one of my favorite, one of those types of stories is Tony Hawk. I think he was signing in at an airport, and the person doing it said, "Oh, hey, Tony Hawk, like the skater." And he's like, yeah, exactly. So I wonder what he's up to these days. This. Don't know if it's true, but it's a great story. What's the deal with Radical kind of copying your look? Well, as far as he's concerned and has said to me, not that I cared, but he felt the need to justify himself because more than one people have said it. More than one people have said it. Is that? I don't care if that's good grammar. Fuck you. More than one person has said it, and I get where they're coming from. But at the end of the day, guy in a field and castle on a cliff are not the most unique ideas in the entire universe by a long fucking shot. I think Sessick would be perfect for a Neil Breen. Is that the guy? I can't believe you killed yourself. Because I'll be honest, I think I'm too good an actor for that. And I'm not a good actor. I turned my partner onto your channel, and now I think she likes you more than I do, and I really enjoy you. Everybody likes me more than you do. That's just a fact backed up by science. But yeah, he says he got the idea from Monty Python. It was supposed to be Python-esque, and I have no reason to disbelieve that. It sounds perfectly reasonable to me. Again, guy in a field, castle in the background is not the most unique thing. He certainly doesn't do the same style as me, in my opinion. Like, he has a different way of doing things. He seems to have slightly better grasp on certain animation techniques. My animations are very dumb. He does some that are pretty impressive, in my opinion. But I like to think mine are funnier. I like to think that. Being an American, I think everyone from Europe sounds the same. You could be Helena Bonham Carter, for all I can tell. Or another English person. You could be a different English person. You know that if you couldn't tell the difference between a French accent and an English accent, you might have something wrong with your ears, like entirely. As a Canadian, British accents make us feel dumb. American makes us feel smart, and all others really boring. Fair enough. I have been accused recently, and I've been accused multiple times in this career that I chose to pursue, that I am putting on an accent. That I'm constantly, even now apparently, because this is how I fucking talk, and specifically putting on an accent. I'm not, and they're not saying that I'm, performing and projecting, which obviously, when I'm doing a bit and I'm talking about a thing, I'm a little bit more boisterous and a little bit more, chipper, but I still sound like me. You could still listen to this stream and listen to my videos and go, yeah, that's probably the same guy. But no, that I'm actually faking it for some reason. And the only reason that I can think that anybody uses that as an argument is that the way I talk makes them feel stupid, which makes me think that they're probably quite stupid. If the way someone talks makes you feel dumb, that's just fucking idiotic. I've heard some of the poshest people alive, real posh motherfuckers, say some really dumb... I mean, fucking King Charles. I was going to say Prince Charles, but that's not fucking right anymore. What a year. King Charles is a fucking woo peddler. He believes in all sorts of nonsensical medical bullshit and has tried to push it into the NHS. And he's got the poshest accent you can have, royalty. So hearing him talk doesn't make me feel stupid. Hearing him talk about that makes me think, Jesus Christ. So yeah, if you're put out by the way someone speaks, something that generally they can't help, then I don't know how to help you. We all love your "you till your silent partner" interludes. Okay. I'm still waiting for you to start your Big Clive knockoff channel. I mean, technically that is something I kind of want to do. I don't know. I'm sure I've talked about doing tech stuff. Whether it's specific, I wouldn't do Big Clive type stuff. I'd do reviews. But I'd... go look up retro game console review. Take one of those and then put my comedy onto it, and that's what I want to do. But whether or not I'm going to do it within a reasonable time scale is a whole other fucking thing. I grew up with Monty Python, so somehow comedy sounds better with a dry British accent. It sounds cleverer than it is. I've never forgiven the British for Love Actually. Neither have I. Fuck those guys. Are you a Geordie? No. Putting on an accent to sound small. Why the heck would you do that? Some people do that. Like, to be fair, some people do that. And those people are as stupid as the people who are concerned at people with smart accents. And I don't know. Some people do it because it's a great way to speak clearly. If you're using like the BBC accent, as they call it. Very precise way of talking. I don't even talk like that. Like, the amount of dropped letters in my speech, it actually fucking bothers me. I try quite hard not to drop my T's and my all other fucking, I can't think of the word for it, but where a word stops with a hard, like a b or whatever. So Ashens. No, because it would be different and it not on a couch. I'd like to have a more pro setup. I'm German born, but now I live in American. Which one? And people mention my accent all the time. Also, Sursik, have you tried Slurs whiskey? Slurs? It's German. No, but I would try. Sursik Comedy Tech Channel. Sign me up ASAP. Yeah, that's something that I kind of want to do. Kind of really want to do. Basically, I want it as an excuse to fuck about with tech products. And like maybe get new ones for free so that I don't have to, because I really love tech. I love fucking about with technology, and it's just one of my favorite things to do. I'm very, very much a technophile, as they call it. Not that I fuck technology, but I mean one day. But yeah, it's why. I just love toys. I'm a big kid in that sense. I'm someone who never grew out of my stuff phase. I like stuff. Free tech merch, yes. I mean, it wouldn't be. I'm not looking for merch. I'm looking for actual things. That's what I'd like. Accents don't make me feel dumb. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't make me feel dumb. What the fuck? I mean, to me, Neil deGrasse Tyson just sounds like a relatively well-spoken American. He doesn't sound smarter than any other well-spoken American. And there are well-spoken Americans who are fucking idiots. I'm sure some of them have been on this channel. I have the best-sounding voice till I listen to a video of it, and then I remember I have a speech problem. Getting used to listening to the sound of my own voice has been quite the journey. I just got my first mechanical keyboard. Oh, nice. I love a good mechanical keyboard. I love Raspberry Pis, although getting them for the last year has been like pulling teeth. My apartment looks like a comic book store, exploded all over the place. Yeah. Basically, I will start a tech channel for gadgets with comedy once I can, like, growing this channel to be big enough and earning enough money so that I can buy a house and have a room that I can do things in. Because right now I just don't have the space for that shit. I wish I did. Neil gets a lot of things wrong. He is a science communicator. I mean, he does get a lot of things wrong. But it's mostly semantics. He gets a lot of weird semantics wrong for no reason. And I don't know why. But he gets fun made of him for that. He says a lot of right things because, you know, he's not an idiot. He just, I don't know. I don't know what his deal is sometimes, but yeah. Please plut. I've lived in the US for 3 years now, so my accent is still thick and people have trouble understanding. So that's been fun. I mean, there's ways of practicing and there's ways of becoming clearer. Raspberry Pi, I don't know what you are using them for, but try loop up an ESP32. No? I don't know what that means. We can't understand other accents in the UK, US, let alone others. That's fair. Please take a sip of whiskey and say, no. No, I'm not going to say that. That's way too much. I'll have the sip, but... I grew up in the southern US, and while I don't normally have a thick accent, it's fun to really lean into it sometimes. I'm sure it is. And yeah, so that was a Christmas stream for Christmas people, or terrible Christmas stream for terrible Christmas people, or whatever the fuck I was calling it. I hope you had a nice time. Ashton's collab when? Probably never. I can't imagine he would have any idea who I am, or would want to. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and join t'others. Maybe play some video games. Maybe just people will be like, "Oh, let's go to bed," and my brother will leave, and I'll be just sent to bed with no tea. No, wait, I had tea. I made it. But yeah, thanks all for coming. I hope you had a good Christmas. We will see you next year. I mean, you'll have videos coming up next week, but the next stream is going to be on the 1st of January 2024. So look out for that one, and otherwise I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And if you're not having a wonderful Christmas, I hope you find some way to make it less shit, and probably watch more of my videos and pretend that everyone else is dead. Unless that's the problem, where pretend they're all alive. I don't know. I'm spiraling. I'm going to leave. Okay, bye.